Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. Welcome back to another year on Misty Hills Farm in Farmers Only Club. So we're here over at the spinnery, and as you can see, we've got fabric, which would be expected because it's been a while. You can see we've got almost 39,000 liters of fabric. So out of the 220,000 liters of cotton that we harvested, that is what we have. So somehow that seems off. It honestly seems way off, because if you look at this, for 1,600 liters I should have 1,000 of fabric. Yeah, so I'm frankly a bit confused. It doesn't tell me here, are these 1,000 liters? Typically they are, but if I've done my calculations correctly, I should have 138,000 liters of fabric. And so again, the fabric that's out here wouldn't be included in that number in the building. So this is in essence showing me 43,000. But if this is the reality, this cotton direction doesn't make a lot of sense then, because I make more selling the raw cotton, and it'll be a lot more because it's only about double in the fabric. But I'll keep working on trying to understand what I'm seeing there, because what I need to determine at some point is, am I going to go ahead and, eventually, buy the tailor shop, which is going to help. But I'm trying to understand the financial model here and how it's working. And so I get what they've gone for, but it doesn't appear to calculate the way I would normally assume that it would. Because at this point, even if it's double, so say it's instead of 800, it's, let's take a look here instead of speculating. So if I go to the raw cotton, it'll be like 1,300. If I go to fabric, the high price is 2,600, and at this point, I'm past that, so I'm going to end up waiting till next year to sell any of this. So this is just going to be a year of decreasing my funds again. Luckily we have enough of a buffer. I just, got tied up enough with things I was doing on the flight sim side that I really have not been in on the farm. It's been 8 days since I've logged in to a server at all here. So let me go fill everything up. That's the other problem I'm going to run into, is probably getting to the point where I need to go and get some more supply. So I have been battling a cold for a few weeks at this point, so my voice may sound a bit weird. Hopefully I edit out coughing and anything else that comes up. If I do not, I'm apologizing ahead of time. Sometimes it just gets to be a bit much. So all in all, that's what's made it challenging to get things done and get in here and do some stuff for the channel. Oh, that's right. This is it. Don't get stuck, please. Thank you. I just seem to get stuck going up the hill there. So I think I'm going to start with the big field. It's kind of been the process, just to feel like I've made more progress, because at this point I've got barely over an hour that I can devote to getting anything done. That's not much time, obviously, as one might expect. So I don't even know that I'm going to get one field done, let alone another. But we're going to try. So there we are, harvesting, and we're ready to go. So everybody's, as far as I know, doing the same thing. So yes, all the fields are open. There's not been an expansion beyond, I think I talked about Meister going ahead and getting some more woods and working through that. And so, I mean, if he's going to go through, you know, he's got this, he's got this, he's got this, you know, there's wooded lots that could keep him busy for some time, if that's really what he's choosing to do. But there's not much planned. You know, I was hoping that I would see something interesting on the spinnery, or at least appropriate, and let alone interesting. I guess I'm less concerned about interesting than that I could start to load things, because I do need to purchase something to load things. So if you recall way back in the beginning, and I'm guessing nobody does because it's been a long time. I mean, we're coming up on episode 60, and we've been doing the one episode per year, in-game year, for a while, and in-game year is 12 days. So, you know, we're probably 6 months or so in. You know, I'm coming up on almost a year in Farmers Only Club in real time. And we have to move this truck. Turn this off. I don't want to lift it. Whoop. It's not connected, because I think I was thinking at some point I was going to go get my trailer and then start loading it. But as with kind of any multiplayer server, we're not really supposed to use the auto load on an auto load trailer, because that will just start grabbing things randomly from all over the map, and that would be not a outcome you want, because it's not going to be your stuff in most cases. So they kind of do what they call semi-auto load. I don't really need to do much with this here. I need to focus on the field. And so what that means is you have to basically kind of lift things and get them near the trailer, and then it will kind of pop into place. So that means I need some sort of vehicle to lift pallets to get them loaded. Probably, even though a forklift is less expensive, I think I really need to look at a telehandler or something. They're just a bit more versatile, and given how challenging it is to get income here in Farmers Only Club, just thinking that that would be better, but I have not looked at pricing at all. So that is what I'm going to do as I sit here and plant. But my goal is simple. There's not a lot to chat about, so I'm not going to drag this on and turn things into a overly long episode that we don't need. Plus, you know, I'll have to edit less coughing the less I talk. But I'm going to go ahead and keep planting. I'm certainly disheartened, disappointed with what I'm seeing on the fabric. This is kind of the first chink in the armor of Farmers Only Club that I've seen, that maybe there's a bit of miscalculation. But I'm going to probably throw something on the Discord, see if I can start having a conversation there, see what's going on. And I will be back. Okay, so the feedback I've gotten, just one individual right now, but feedback I've gotten is they're guessing that the pallets are more than 1,000 liters. The only way I'm going to figure that out is to get it loaded on the trailer. So I am going to take the time and divert now. you know, the pallets would have to be 20,000 liters apiece for it to work out properly, if that's really what it is. I'm trying to find something that's reasonable, and this might be my best option here, is get this Manitou for 98,000. Alright, and then I just need a pallet fork. So they don't give you a million options, which is probably a good thing. So let me grab this. I'm hoping it just looks weird because I don't see any I don't see any I don't even know what they're called, the forks, I guess, on the front of it. Alright, well now I see it. Okay, what am I missing? Oh boy, what am I missing? I would think that would do it. I don't think there's any manual attach here. Oh boy. Although, it just doesn't look like it would attach there. Oh, I think the problem was I bought skid steer loader tools instead of telehandler tools. Silly me. Of course, I lose a little bit selling it back. Dumb. Alright, telehandler tools. There we go. Alright, that's more expensive. Alright. So, lost a couple $100 there with my goofiness. That's better. Now I don't feel so completely off. But as opposed to a forklift that goes substantially slower, the other benefit is, yeah, these move at 40 kilometers. So if I need to run around the map and, you know, fix a rollover vehicle or something, this will allow me to do that. So I'm going to get myself over to the farm. I'm going to get the trailer over near the spinnery, and I'll be back at that point as we discover together what will happen. So I will see you in a bit. So heading over here, get my trailer. So this has been here for many years. I won this in a competition, so quite excited about that. I was like, oh, this is great, because I've used them on farms when I was a contractor. And again, they're great because, ooh, come on, turn. Oh boy. It was starting to turn, and oh, come on. Alright, I was not expecting to get hung up on a hill. Spun it around, always trying to figure things out on multiplayer servers, because there's always something going on like that. Okay, at least this way I don't have to slow down. This is like seems like a really long trailer on top of it. It's almost like an extended version of what I've seen with other people, but maybe I'm crazy. So the good news is I did have someone hop in after I said, well, you know, if the pallets are 20,000, then it might work. And they said that they are. So they said that I would need to, obviously, you know, remove them. But the issue becomes, if that's what they are, I mean, I'm going to have to sell in between, because, you know, I've seen people, like, do full, trying to figure out where, I think I'm just going to put this over here, because I got to be able to get cotton in, but I want to be able to load, but I want to be able to, you know, work on the field too. So I know what I mean, I just don't know if I'm speaking in Anglais enough. I think I dragging on the ground a bit there. So, you know, because there's 5 out here, I don't know. Let's see. That's that. There we go. Like, I know there's something that will cause the forks to go out. So, let me see. Alright, I'm low enough, because then in theory, I can do this. Alright, cool. And it is 40,000, so... Whew! Now, I'm only going to get that one more pallet out now. And in theory, now when I come here, they should just pop onto the trailer. There we go. So, everything now is working well. Alright, I can breathe a sigh of relief. Feel much, much better now. I was like, no! I mean, I can't even tell you the dejectedness that I felt looking at this. Like, what? I've lost all this material? So yeah, I would say basically, you know, what it appears they've done then is... Yeah, it takes perfect... it's just not going to work. Is, you know, lower the craziness of loading, because at 1,000 liters per the normal game, you know, I'd have 13 of these pallets, which is, you know, not the end of the world, but, you know, it's obviously a lot simpler. Oh wow, it's going to stack 3 high. That's cool. Yeah, it seems so easy to get the 2 the first time. I don't understand. But then I, like, can't even seem to figure out how I'd line up to get 2 this time, but let's see. Let's see if I get... No, I don't get lucky. Oh no, I do. Alright. But yeah, it just barely makes it. But yeah, it's kind of that quality of life stuff that I'd say FOC had, where it's like, sure, we want you to do certain things, but we don't want you to just do kind of goofy things. How about that? But as you can see, like, I could have a couple million liters, I think, because this is now going to be 120,000, and that's just maybe not a couple million, but I would think there's enough rows there that I could get more than 10. Because the other thing people, you know, you'll start to see is the trailers will tip forward. So I am going to have to be careful, because otherwise I don't know that I can get under it to take them anywhere. But I'm not going to be able to go very far, so I'm going to back this up, because right now this is literally the only thing I need this for. So it's a, you know, expensive piece of equipment, 100,000 plus all told, but yeah, now we have this. So let's see if I go, let's see, oh, I'm not connected. But now if I strap those down, so yeah, 120,000. So that looks good. Alright, so mystery solved in a good way, thank goodness. I was like, oh, am I going to have to not do productions? Did somebody screw something up? But I was hopeful. I was, you know, the community's been pretty solid. I can't imagine there would be that glaring of a problem, but glad to have that resolved. And I'm going to go ahead and get back to trying to plan. I'm not going to get this field done before I have to head out. I've got less than 20 minutes, but maybe a few more rows at least. So I will see you in a bit. Here I am doing the fertilization. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this completed. And then we'll have everything fully done that we can. The weeder did some weird stuff, as you can see. I'm hoping this is the only part of the field that's left, but basically when I came back, when the helper was working, it was like in the middle of the field. And so I kind of assumed where it had gone, but it looks like maybe these couple passes here failed, so we're going to have obviously some decreased yield there. But beyond that, I'm hoping everything else is weed-free, and we'll just continue to try to work things out. So that's what I'm here doing. Nothing special. Typical year, and I will be back in a bit. So yeah, doesn't look good. Looks like this upper part of the field also somehow didn't happen. So yeah, the output this year is going to suck. And this is the part I don't like with Farming Simulator and not having precision farming, is you cannot see if you're done with the weeds. So it's a mess. It's possible that I can see it on the... I'm going to have to take a look next year if I can look on the map. I mean, there is a weed option, but I swore that that doesn't show up until the weeds are growing, which at that point is too late. I mean, at this point, if I was spraying, like, I could take care of them, but I'm not, so I can't. So I'm kind of disappointed that the helper failed me like that. It's never happened before, so I don't understand. But yes, it's this entire upper half, and that's it. But because basically when I restarted it, I guess it redid what it had done instead of going up the other way or something. But just figured I'd let you know that is what we're going to be dealing with this year. So I'll see you in a bit. So, made a little bit of money, not the way you'd normally make it, but let me get this repaired before we start doing the harvest. So, I'm going to head up. Not quite sure where things happened, but basically two of the farmers on the server ended up sending me money because they damaged part of my field. So one said they plowed over some, and another said it was driving in the dark and they nicked the field, so I assume they just kind of drove through crop. Thinking it's down on 36 given where they're both at, but basically they sent me 35,000 or 45,000 between the two of them to kind of make up for the damage. So we've got the weeds here. That's going to be a problem. We'll get whatever we get off these fields, and we'll immediately pop it into the spinnery, and then hopefully this spring my intent is to go ahead and sell. So and make cash finally, but we'll see how all that goes. So let me get lined up here and get it moving. That should be good enough. Alright. So that's the most important thing. I don't know that I have anything down here. I guess I do. Oh goodness. Looks like he really ran into my field. Well, that's alright. Not sure about the other one with the corner. Won't let me. Thought I could spawn to my silo, but it won't let me do that. So yeah, because that's what I was thinking, because Guyver's got the fields kind of north of that. Lameric's got a field down that way. So just all of it in general seems a little unique, but you know, the damage otherwise, I don't know that I'll see. Oh, must be this. Yeah, that's not terrible, but you know, it is what it is. So they both have a lot of money, so I'm sure to some degree they were like, well, we'll go ahead and you know, compensate. Oh goodness, yeah, that's a that's wide, but I don't know that it's $30,000 of damage, but it's some damage. Either way, I will be harvesting. We'll get done what we can get done, and we'll go from there. Yeah, he said he got called away, and then when he came back, it was there, so. But stuff happens. I've certainly done it. But yeah, I'm sure he's got the biggest plow possible, and so it took out a pretty good swath. But in any event, I am on harvest duty, and we'll get those bales over to the spinnery over there. And that is what I am doing today. We'll see if I get ambitious. The field does need to be limed, so depending on when everything gets done with whatever else is happening, yeah, maybe I'll go ahead and throw the lime down. It really should have been limed before this year, but I got in, it was so tight, I'm like, well, we'll deal with it. And so between the weeds and no lime, I'm not expecting a wonderful yield this year, but we'll see what we get. So I'll see you in a bit. Back here in March, I was thinking that was one of the days I could sell the fabric. It is not. So I've got to wait till tomorrow or the day after. So for now, I'm just trying to fill my greenhouses. They're at about 12,000 liters, so they should be fine. But I'm going to go ahead and get this done. I'm going to move the fabric that was complete, which is going to, again, be about the 5 more pallets that came out, so I should be able to get another 100,000 on there. So I think that'll give me 220,000 liters of fabric. Fabric currently sits about 2,200 per 1,000 liters, but it can get up to 2,500. So while I'd love to finally get some cash through here, it would be foolish to go ahead and sell at this point. So I'll be back in the next day or two, and if it's a couple days, that would be planting day, but we'll see what April looks like. And then we will wrap up the year then. So I'll see you in a bit. Hi, everybody. So I'm back here again. Numbers look much better. So if you look, 2569 is kind of the highest. We're here in April. Looks like this is the day. Where yesterday it looked like May might actually increase, but it seems like this changes a little bit. So again, I've really got these 3. The campsite's actually right here. So I think that's where I'm going to take things. So what I really should have done is come over here and moved all these things to the trailer before. But I didn't. Because, you know, prices are going down, and I'm going to have to take some time here. So, hopefully it won't cost me too much, but we'll see how. Whoops. It's just not going to go, is it? Oh, no, it will. Cool. Because if I can get 2 at a time, that obviously is going to help. Why is there a dog or whatever? Oh, that's a bird. Why did I think that was a dog? That's funny. It looked dog-shaped to me. Clearly, I am a little weird. Alright, good news is we got our little lovely trailer. I like it. Helps life, that's for sure. So again, I'm going to get 1 pallet out, and that's what I got. That's why there's 4. but that is all I'm going to get. So I need to move a little bit here. Oh, it's not gonna shoot. It's not gonna give it to me. Darn it. Whoop, 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 whoop. Alright, well, now I'm gonna lower it and go scoop this one. Because I ain't leaving without it now, that's for sure. But I think then that will mean I have 240,000 liters between the 2 years, which is about what I would expect. It's interesting how the load kind of works. It doesn't really line up nicely, but alright. See if we can do this properly this time. Why? I don't know why it wasn't lowering. That was weird. But it was not. Alright. And then tomorrow starts planting time. What I haven't done, though, is I haven't limed, so I probably need to do that. Otherwise I'm gonna forget again, honestly. Then I'll be in here tomorrow and it'll be like, oh, shoot. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that as well. Not really necessary to show that, but... So, what I have been doing, if you haven't figured out, is, yes, I've been parking this back here because if I need to do something, I've come up with a method where basically I'm always far enough up, but then if I need to push the bales, that seems to be kind of what works from there. Alright, so now I need to get the truck, which is up here by the water, which yesterday I had gone ahead and when I had popped in here, I had taken the time to go ahead and fill up the greenhouses, so I'm okay there. But we need to get this down, and then the campsite is, I think, down this road here. So I think I do need to come up here, but, because there's no road down along the end here. So, yeah, we don't knock the cotton over driving through, but we do kill the weeds off, kind of. I mean, obviously we still have to weed. I did ask one of the guys if I could borrow their plow. So Guyver told me, I mean, they both kind of told me that I could, but Guyver's nearby. So I will probably do that. And then I'm basically going to plow the edge of, so the far edge of this field that I'm looking at. I'll run a little strip down there, or kind of a little strip, because with trees I think I'm going to have to run a bigger strip than I would have expected, but oh, I think I went too far. There we go, so it lined up. Alright, so now we are strapped. 240,000. Let me just make sure. Yes, campsite is there. Let me just double check. Yeah, it went down $1. Bubba Gump. Yeah, for $4 a thousand, so basically I'm gonna lose about $100 in my entire thing. Not gonna worry about it, because this is so much closer, and therefore so much easier to get to. That yeah, there's no way. Well, I love lag. I so love lag. Every time it happens, I say the same thing. I so love lag. But gonna hop over here. And yeah, I've not I don't know that I've been this way, because again, these are the couple of fields that I'd ultimately like at some point, but you can see with all the infrastructure he's got, you know, why he may have little interest, but the campsite is right up here. So, is it Briar Rose again? No. Bindlesticks Campground. Oh, okay. So we just have to go here. So, there they go. I'm hoping it took them all. They kind of vanished from the front a little differently, so I'm a little worried. I don't know that there's much I can do about it if it didn't, but this seems about right. Because, yeah, I went from 248,000 to, so you go, 626,000, so seems about right, 2,600. I mean, 2,000 per would be 480,000, and then you're getting the 600 on top of that, so we'll go with it. So not bad, but it is, I think by far the farthest, you know, the most I've had. It's certainly the most I've had since I've been farming. I mean, I may have arrived on the server with more. I don't know that I really did, though. I don't really have a way other than going back and looking at old videos to determine that. But the nice thing is, because right now, I mean, unless I want to get, there is part of me that is like, get a second harvester, because it takes like 4 or 5 hours to do the harvest. And so if I could cut that down in half, that would just make things easier, because yes, while it's on, I'm using AI to do it, you know, I'm still logged in or whatever, so I still need to remember to come back or whatever, and it's been a little bit more of a challenge with other pieces. So let me go ahead here, park this. I was going to go on the other side, and then I realized, wait, I don't want to be on the other side of that. So no need to be on the other side of the baler. Alright, so we're going to park this for now. It looks like, because I think they had a cow barn here, which is why the ground is still there. But in any event, I'm going to quickly borrow this and just go run 2 passes on my fields, so nothing significant. And then I am going to go ahead and lime. But at this point, I am going to go ahead and wrap things up for the year, and I'm certainly happier. I mean, I basically have got $626,000 more than I did a moment ago. I feel decent, like, hey, at least I made some money, where previously I was feeling a little poor. But right now, because if I buy another harvester, like, that's going to cost me another 600,000 or something. I just don't know if it matters for the time being to really harvest faster. I guess it just depends how challenging it gets. Because the other piece is I'm saving up. I'm almost talking myself into it as I think about it. Because basically what I was going to say is I'm saving up for the field, for field 34. But then the challenge is if I get field 34 and I only have 1 harvester, I'm going to hate myself. Because that's just going to increase things from 4 or 5 hours to where it's easily going to be 8 to 10 hours, probably. Because that field is pretty big. I think it's bigger than the rest of my fields. So maybe it does make sense to get the second harvester first. Basically have the expanded capacity, you know, because what I could start doing then is basically, you know, with 2 harvesters, I can work on 2 fields, and then when they're done, I could bring both of them over and basically start 1 on each end, and they could meet in the middle type of thing. And I could see if that's doable and more reasonable, or if ultimately I still want to expand to 3 or not, you know, but I'm not sure if 34 is larger I don't think it's larger than both put together, but I think it's larger than either field. But in any event, I'm going to get going so that I can focus on this, and you can have an ended video, and I will see you next time. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing that, and if you have not liked the video, I'd appreciate it greatly if you would do that as well. And I will see you next time.